And the reviews continue. Bum, bum, bum. This is Review Marathon 2017 Wonderfest. Matt Mrozik, aka MVM3897. So this is something I saw posted on Facebook maybe a month ago, and this is Shindy by Dennett. This is probably one of my favorite little pieces I picked up. I'd gone through the dealer room, had gotten everything I thought I wanted. And of course, I made another trip through and I saw Shindy. Like, oh crap, man. Okay, well, he had like 6 left at that time. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna come back tomorrow, and if he has more, it's meant to be. So this was actually the last piece I picked up because they had some. And John was super nice, and okay, so I get a kick out of John. So we talked briefly. And he's like, okay, so he showed me I got to see it on his display, and he takes it out of the box. He's like, now, I'm just gonna let you know that there's gonna be, a little bit of cleanup. There's like a mold line here, and I'm like, well, that's just totally unacceptable. I can't buy it then. And I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. I know. And so I'm looking at the piece, and it's like non-existent. It's hardly there. But he was telling me a story of a guy who was buying. He does a bunch of kind of creature and maybe alien sculpts, and he sells these little guys. They're like $25 a piece, really cheap. And I had a customer who wanted to buy one, but he made him open like 12 boxes until he found a casting that was acceptable. And he was telling the guys, like, look, these are all from the same mold. They're all going to have the same imperfections and necessary cleanup. But stuff like that drives me insane, guys. I mean, come on. These are guys hand sculpting, hand molding, and pouring resin. These are true garage kits. These are guys pouring resin into molds. You're gonna have mold lines. You're gonna have little imperfections. And I keep saying this, if you don't like sanding, don't build models. If you want a statue that's ready to go, buy pre-paint. It's done. Then you don't have to worry about cleanup. It's just done, and then you don't have to worry about doing anything. How about that? Buy pre-paint. You don't have to sand or paint, and it's just done. So again, that's a little rant on people who gripe on cleanup. Just deal with it. So anyway, back to Shindy. I'm gonna stop bitching because I've been doing a lot of bitching in my videos lately. Man, he is just so freaking cool. I just love this piece. John's sculpt on this is amazing. It is definitely Harrison Ford. He nailed the likeness. Little characterization of his features. Just really, really cool. So let's look at the base first. So we got this kind of cool, I'm not going to necessarily say Mayan, but it has this Mayan feel, rock base, kind of like from, Indiana Jones, the very first one. And John signs it for you. So he had originally released this in '93, and he kind of told me the different phases of this kit. So initially he released it, and Shindy didn't have a whip. So then he released it again a few later, and he added the whip. And then he's like, oh, well, later on he forgot to add, I can't remember if he forgot to add the holster or the belt loop or the belt buckle. It was something he's saying, oh, I should have added that. So then he re-released it this year. So yeah, so basically this is the third rendition of Shindy. So the base is really cool, very well done. No seam lines because of one-piece mold. You can tell it's just molded like this. Let's look at Shindy. As I mentioned, the likeness of Harrison Ford is spot on. He's got that kind of crooked little smile that he does. He's even included, and I don't know if you can see it, but Harrison Ford has a scar on his chin. He's very famous for, and he's included that in the chin. I do see one little piece of resin sludge right here that I'll have to get out, but that'll be easy to take out with a knife. Just a little carving there and there, no big deal. And the casting is near flawless on this guy. Just really a little bit of flash right there. Let's take it out. He's like, okay, there's a mold line here. And he kind of goes like, yeah, okay, mold line, I got it, no problem. But he was very careful to point it out to me and show me, hey, you're gonna have to clean this up a little bit. It's like, yeah, again, no problem. But it's very minimal. I got a little teeny tiny bubble here on the leg. But again, these are just very small nitpicks. When I do reviews, I'm going to go through and point out all the positive stuff, and then if there's any little suggestions I have or critiques, I'll give those. But, and another cool thing, so Shindy's holding the idol, and the idol is the idol. It's Elvis. So it's just really cool. It's just a fun play on Indiana Jones. And he's got the Indiana Jones hat, he's got his whip, he's got his pistol over here, or his holster. Just a fun piece. And once I saw this, I'm like, God dang it, I'm done buying stuff, and I had to get him. He was, what did I pay for Shindy? I think he was 60. I can't remember. I'll send a link to John Dennett's page. He's either 60 or 70. So John, correct me if I'm wrong on the price. I don't want to tell people something. Like, oh, you paid this, and that could have been a show price. I don't know. And then John charged me $10 more. So I could be wrong, guys. So I apologize. But just a really cool piece. Highly recommend it. Again, John was a super nice guy. Support your artists, guys, because they give us stuff like this. This is just really, I haven't never seen anything like this as far as like Indiana Jones goes, and it's just a really fun piece. And he'll be fun to paint up. So highly recommend it. Give John a shout. See if he can get you one. And that's it for this review. This is Matt Mrozik, aka MVM 3897, signing out. More to come.